The ironic thing is that the Army ended up using my testimony against me, and even, putting me in with that category of, Animal House night shift, bad apples, which was insane. It's insane. I even said in my statement to them, to their investigators, to the CID, thank you for coming, thank you for having an investigation, and they even used that against me. Most of the people don't even belong here, but they would refuse to believe that and say, no, everybody's here for a reason. And then they would be shocked that I even cared. They would be shocked that I cared that any of these people, whether they were guilty or innocent, because they just looked at them all like they were, like, whether or not they were guilty, they were still the enemy, which didn't make sense to me and kind of confused me because, at no time during the war was the Iraqi people ever demonized. It was all about the Saddam regime. We were supposed to be the heroic liberators. But yet, I see everybody hating, even wishing death on innocent people, and not caring whether they lived or died. And that was something that I couldn't believe to this day. And I still hear the same thing, even from soldiers that have, come back from Iraq. We weren't against the Iraq nation, and we weren't against the Iraqi people. But yet, that's how the soldiers were operating. It wasn't people that were just being sadistic and wanting to do evil to somebody, as much as it was people thinking that what they were doing was right. That even if they were, punching somebody or putting a cigarette out on somebody or telling somebody they're going to have their family raped, they're thinking that the means, the end is going to justify the means. And so, that's to me, that's one of the most dangerous parts, or the most worst parts about what they were doing, is that they felt that what they were doing was righteous. It wasn't just some fringe sadism, but it was people thinking they were doing something right, that it was for a just cause, and that this was, this is the way they were going to win the war. This is how they're going to catch the bad guys, by doing these things to people. But obviously, these people felt safe enough, approved enough of what they were doing, to nonchalantly take pictures of them and then show them off, and even send them to their mothers and fathers. Obviously, if they were doing something wrong that could be even considered wrong, they wouldn't be just passing them out like cards. By us doing those things to people, it creates enemies. And that's something I was trying to tell the people when I was there, is that if these things carry on the way we're doing them, by the time these guys get out of here, when they came here, they probably didn't care less about the United States. But by the time they get out of here, they're going to hate us. And they're going to get out and they're going to help whoever's doing what to us. And so it's like creating a problem when there wasn't a problem. And then that would save more lives. That would save more soldiers' lives by putting an end to that kind of thing. I'm the only person in all of Abu Ghraib to be given a gag order. Like Lindy England and, others that were actually named as a bad apple, they gave interviews to the media. They didn't get in trouble for it. But I gave an interview to the media and I got in big trouble for it. And the Army offers no explanation for that. The scandal actually helped the Army in a big way that a lot of people don't even stop to think about, because the scandal, and by isolating it to these MPs at this particular time with these pictures, completely misdirects the public in a direction from the real crimes and the real villains. So anytime Abu Ghraib is even thought about today, all people think about are the pictures. All people think about are the MPs. At the end of this, it's the darkness, that lies within, the nature of man, and how even the nicest person, the sweetest person, can be turned into a monster. And not just Abu Ghraib, but the whole Iraq experience, I think, cultivates that. And nobody is safe.